5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the What a Man podcast. I am your girl, Ty the Show, and joining me tonight is Ashley. And wait a minute, Ashley. I'm sorry. And what's your name again?
Okay, Preston.
I'm sorry. It's Ashley and Preston.
Yes,
You're fine. Pana twins, all the way from Orlando,
Florida.
Welcome. How are you guys tonight?
Good. Thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be a guest. Again, I'm so sorry for messing your names up whatever.
It's okay.
Before we get into our conversation, I just always like to briefly tell us who you are.
So, my name is Ashley. And my brother Preston. We are co-owners and creators of Pana AP Productions, our media company. I do the photography side of the business, and he does the videography side. We go out and we tag team events, and we hit both sides of the media spectrum at the same time. And yeah, so that's what we do. And yeah, anything?
I mean, it's we're definitely that's pretty much our biggest marketing tool, besides being twins, is the fact that we could do that, both sides of the business at the same time, and everything we do, editing in-house and everything. So yeah, that's definitely our biggest marketing tool.
So I thank you for wanting to be guest. I saw you in Red Print magazine.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I wanted to talk about, because the twin dynamic is very interesting to me. It has always been. I'm just gonna go with the stereotype that maybe one is nice and one is mean.
There always is an even scenario for sure. You know what? I actually, since you brought that up,
I want you to guess. Exactly.
I want you to guess which one you think.
So because I think I'm gonna go the opposite, because I think you're the nice one and you're the mean one, but I'm gonna say that you're the mean one and you're the nice one.
We don't know which one you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I want to say Ashley is the mean one.
Oh, he has got so many.
Yeah. Wow. That happens all the time.
That is hilarious.
So what made you say that? Like, just by a visual?
Well, because of how Ashley, I would think because of how you introduced yourself that you were the nice one.
Okay.
But because I thought that, I just went the opposite way.
Very good.
Respect that. That's a good choice, actually.
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
He used to be the wild one, and I finally caught up with him. So now I guess I'm the bad one, and he's the nice one.
So when it comes to that in your work dynamic, I know. Okay, so which one is older?
That would be PJ. PJ's the older one.
Okay.
By 18 minutes.
Now, because you're 18 minutes older, Preston.
Yes.
And Ashley is mean. When you played I'm the oldest one card, how does that work for you?
It doesn't.
There you go. He says it doesn't count just because it's 18 minutes. It absolutely counts. 100% it counts. So I don't care what he says. But no, when people say he's actually like the mean one, when they first look at us, it's like, yeah, he's definitely the mean one. I laugh because I was definitely the one that did everything bad first growing up. So really? He did catch up though. He definitely has copped an attitude over the years.
Life.
I guess you want to say that? Yeah, sure. You can call it life. But yeah, I think it's pretty funny. when it comes to that. As far as our personalities and stuff, we're very different. Despite being twins, we're very, very different.
So with your with what you do, your photography and videography, is this always something that has been something that you wanted to do, or did you start out doing something else and then it turned into, you know what, I'd rather take pictures, or I'd rather do the videos? Like how did all of this come about?
So we've always been fan of cinema and music and fashion and stuff. So that's how it kind of all started. I've never had a inkling to do photography until I kind of just fell into it in 2012, when I was living in Nashville, and then it was very hot and cold. I didn't do it consistently. I liked it, but I didn't study other photographers, or I didn't look at other people's work. But I definitely had an inkling for it, and so it was last year. My brother dropped about $4,000 on equipment from his tax check, and he stopped over my apartment. Right, yeah. So he stopped over my apartment.
That was my entire tax check, by the way.
Yeah. And he randomly stopped my apartment one night, and he showed me this video that he made, and this music video that he made with our buddy. Shout out to Reggie. He's the one that kind of got us all into this, finally got it, like pushed us to do all this. But
yes.
Yeah, he showed me this video that he made and that he coordinated and recorded and edited and everything. And it was all him. And if he wasn't the one that told me that, hey, this is what I made, I never would have believed it. And it was like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And we've always talked about, like, when we like, since our love for music is so profound, when we visualize and we see Tool or Nirvana or whatever, we've always thought, like, I've always envisioned kind of like taking the album cover photos and traveling with the band. And it's never been like we never really wanted to be on stage, but we wanted to be a part of the process, and we just fell into it naturally. But no, I didn't take photography so seriously until last year in March, and then started doing it, became professional when I signed a contract with Muncie Magazine and Town Post, and did assignments for them. And then it just kind of took off from that. I've been doing it full time ever since.
So are you sure? Because, when somebody drop a tax check, that make you feel a little bit guilty, because,
It was that. I don't know. It might have actually. Who knows? I know definitely.
That's how I know Ashley is the mean one, because he ain't had to tell everybody it was your tax check. He ain't had to say that.
It definitely played a significant part in the journey, because I felt after dropping that much money, I better try my best. I forced myself how to edit and all that, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna give it a go, see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So, is it just you two, or do you have people working under you in the production company? So how does that work?
So we have our manager. We have it's official, but it's still kind of unofficial until we sit down and hatch out the contract legalities. But so we have a manager under us, Riot Johnson. Shout out to Riot.
Shout out.
And right now, that's really about it. I used to have a modeling director, because I do a lot of modeling sessions and modeling shows and stuff. And unfortunately, that didn't work out. And it's just over the last year and a half, we've had people just come and go. And it's just mostly we just had to do it ourselves, unfortunately. But we're growing pretty good. So eventually I'm going to have to train a photographer to kind of either edit some photos that I do, which is not really what I want to do, but we'll eventually have to get people. We're pretty busy now. So.
And where are you guys? Where are y'all based right now?
So we stay in Eaton right now. So it's about 25-30 minutes from
Muncie. Yeah, an hour south.
Yeah, we're like in the middle of Marion and Muncie.
Okay. And do you travel to?
Yes. So we're about an hour and 25 minutes from Indy, and Indy is where everything happens. So yeah, we go back and forth about 3 to 5 times a week. weekends are always packed, so we're always there in the weekends and stuff, and we're always doing shows and events and stuff. So yeah, about an hour and a half one way. Yeah.
So okay, so let me ask you some questions as far as the photography side, and then we'll get to the video side.
Okay.
So as far as photography, what's the one thing that you find difficult when working with models? Because see, like for me, I'm just gonna have a full transparency moment here. I had some pictures done not too long ago to promote this podcast.
Okay.
And if anybody looks at any picture that I've ever taken in my whole life, you'll see that I don't smile because I am very
Serious.
self-conscious about, my teeth.
Yeah.
So I don't smile. And I don't know how to pose, so I don't know where to put my hand, and I always look like a thug. So,
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So when you're working with models, right, and they have these imperfections, or I'm not even gonna say that, I'm just gonna say things that they are self-conscious about.
Right.
Does that make it hard for you as the photographer to be like, it's fine, just smile or whatever?
So yes and no. It really depends on like their willingness to want to do it, first of all. So we're all naturally nervous being around cameras. We stiffen up and we naturally pose because of course, we don't want to look bad and we don't want to look like a fool. And so like I learned how to shoot people by going out into the field and just doing it. I never had access to a studio or proper lighting, or even knew how to use the flash because I'm completely self-taught. Didn't have a mentor, didn't go to school for this. So how I figured out how to shoot people is just doing it, like backyard birthday parties, camping trips, birthday parties at a strip club, a kegger out in the field. Like that's how I trained myself to shoot people. And so my specialty, if I had to have one in photography, has to be the candid photos, the ones where you're sitting down talking to your girlfriends and you're laughing, and wedding settings and birthdays and stuff. And so it's like when you're at a birthday party with people drinking and everybody's running around being animals like they are, you can't tell them, hey, stand there, pose, hold on, fix your face. Like you just can't do that. So I inadvertently taught myself to work around those problems. So when I do a modeling show with a model, especially a seasoned model, like I don't like them posing. I don't like them getting into weird, awkward positions. Again, it's just like, especially with those in the industry who pay for photographers. Photographers are expensive, so yes. I get it. The pressure is on to be good and to get good results, but it takes all the fun away from it, and you're uncomfortable and you're stiff and you just want to go home. You just want it over with, and that shows. It's like the two best ways, in my opinion, to express and perceive emotions is like through reading. And then visually through photography. Like when you're uncomfortable and you don't want to be there, it shows, regardless if you're smiling or not. So my thing is, especially. So it's like, especially with models, it's like they're so used to getting in extreme positions and contorting their faces, not smiling, looking serious. Some can pull it off, some can't. But like, I just, my thing is I'm good at getting my subjects out of their head, and it's like, let's have some fun here. I'm the exact opposite of a traditional photographer. I hate the traditional ways of photography. So boring. It's just so imagineless, and it's like anybody can go and buy a $200 camera and stand in front of a subject and like face to face and snap their picture, and it's just like that doesn't show skillfulness. It doesn't show anything. It just shows that you know how to somewhat work your equipment. So I'm an animal, like I've said. So my mental state is, it's like I don't really want to plan all that much. The way you walk, the way you sit, like right now, the way your face sits and everything, it's beautiful because that's how it is. You're comfortable with yourself. When you're comfortable you already walk good. You already sit the way you need to sit. Really, and especially with those who don't really know like what they should do, because seasoned models, they know how to naturally just pose themselves and they're good at that. So I allow them to do that. But with those who don't, I just tell them, I give them little chores to do, like walk over to that bench and sit down and act like you're sitting in front of the TV watching Netflix. And then I show them and they're like, oh wow, that actually looks good. I'm like, yeah, because you're not extending yourself. Like you're staying within yourself and you're being yourself. That's the whole thing about it, is like, I don't want you to act any different than you normally do, because it's not going to translate right. So ultimately my advice to all models, even seasoned models, don't pose in front of me. I don't want to see it.
That's really, you know what? That's good advice. That's real good advice, because like you said, when you're taking pictures, it's like, okay, I want to look a certain way, so you kind of in your head a little bit, and it doesn't. I know for me, when I look back at it, like that's not what I was going for.
Exactly. Like we are our own worst critics, and it will always be that way. Trust me, I get it. We've had pictures recently done of ourselves, and it's just like, I'm like, no, I don't really like it. I just accept it because it is what it is, and we need to have pictures. But I get it, and it's like, the most important part is getting you outside that mindset. Like, okay, like we're here to do this. If it doesn't turn out the way I wanted to, we can do it again. But it's not like it's not a life or death situation. You know, like too many people look at photography like it's a dragon that you have to slay. And it's like, it's not that serious. It's really not. It's like, we make it more natural, we make it more difficult than it is. And I'm trying to change that, especially in the fashion industry. It's like, I like to get outside in natural light, and I don't use flash at all. If I have to use corrective lighting, I will. I do have studio lights, but it's like natural light and natural background setting, nature, lake, water, trees, flowers. And it's just like, I can take better photography than those in a $500,000 studio with, $50,000 equipment and lights and stuff. Like, I can walk out to your backyard and we can make way better things than. And it's just, I don't hate those who do that. It's just, it just seems too status quo. It seems too easy. It doesn't seem like you're really wanting to flex that artistic muscle. And then we're genetically predisposed to be attracted to natural light. And it's like, I don't like flash. I really don't like flash. It's so bad.
Have you had any since you've been doing this, have you had any celebrity clients?
So I have met two celebrities, not exactly clients, but so I did a lot of time in Muncie. I went to a live musical venue called Be Here Now. I did about 7-8 months. I talked to the owner, and he allowed me to come in whenever I felt like it during events and stuff, and take media for him and stuff. So I got really good at shooting live concert performances, low light situations with no flash. So two celebrity, one was Afro Man. It was last year when he came into town during his tour. And most recently it was, I took Bobby Shmurda's photos in Muncie. Yeah. Those actually, shout out to Bobby Shmurda. He actually posted 7 of my photos I took of him. And we got, I think we're at like 88,000 likes on that post. So
great.
Yeah. So a couple, not a whole lot, but to me, I don't really like, to me, everybody's a celebrity. That's how I look at them. And I figured out a way to translate like what I see through photography. And so far, so good.
If there was anybody that you wanted to, because I know you said everybody's celebrity, and that's cool too. But if there was this one person that you wanted to work with, who would that be?
Anybody?
If you could shoot anybody in a field of grass and pretty trees, who would that be for you?
That's a toughie, man. Celebrity wise.
Yeah, celebrity wise, I would probably have to go with Zoe.
Yeah,
Zoe's so
Zoe's a good one. If I had to go with a male subject now, oh, Timothy. I would have to go with Timothy Chalamet. Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
Dune.
yeah,
Love Dune.
because again, we love cinema, we love movies, so it's like that would be so cool to kind of get them together and shoot photos. Because there's this brilliant photo. That would be an amazing photo. So there's this photo. So like yeah, no, because I'm a part of this group and stuff on Facebook, and they show old celebrity photos, and it's like there was one with Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, and like 3 other just major hitters, and it's like, how cool would it be to be the one that took that photo? Like that's how I look at it. And it's like, oh, it's so heavy. And then they got the cast of Game of Thrones. I'm a huge Game of Thrones nerd, and like they got the cast before and after, and it's like, God, taking that photo like would be the greatest thing ever. And it's like, yeah, like, I've never really cared about being in the spotlight, but like being among the stars, I guess, would be is a good substitute. Plus, it's like it's such a useful skill, and everybody needs good representation. So that's what we kind of like specializing in, and is proper representation.
So as far as you're concerned, in your opinion, because I know you said you don't do the flash thing, and I think that that's pretty cool. Is there like a certain camera, like, you know, because I've heard a lot of people say, well, Nikon's is good, but if you want to do this, you got to get a Canon. Like, so see, I know a little bit of something too.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So is there any one camera that's one better than the other, or is it just all in what you do with it?
So I don't know where my camera is, but I started out using a Canon, a Canon T100 EOS Rebel. I used that for a year. But naturally I fell into Nikon. Nikon is very, very underrated, and there's nothing wrong with Canon. I just feel that the Nikon is way more adaptive to natural light settings than a Canon is for various reasons. But yeah, I really like Nikon. I have a Nikon D5100. I bought it used for $200. It's technically a 12-year-old model camera, and I have a $200 lens, and I kind of just been rocking with that the whole time. You know, like it's different when you deep dive an instrument and learn all its ups and downs and know every nook and cranny, and I think I've shot 1.5 million photos on the thing.
Oh, wow.
At least, and it's like it still holds up, and I can go up against people with you know $2,000 Canons and you know $1,500 lenses and stuff. So I prefer Nikon.
Is there excuse me, is there any picture or setting or anything that you absolutely will not shoot?
So for instance, like on setting with cameras, you have manual mode and you have say like automatic mode. I never touch automatic mode. They like to use flash, and manual mode honestly is the best way to go. So I live in manual mode and I live in aperture mode. So aperture mode is very good for me in brighter situations like during the day and at high noon and stuff. But yeah, no, stay away from the automatic mode. It doesn't really help you all that much. Again, I don't use flash, so there's nothing wrong with it. If you have a camera and you use it, it's okay. But I just don't.
So as far as modeling, excuse me, the model is concerned, is there like a line that or a boundary that you have set as far as your photography? Like, you know, some people, they like to do like new photos, and then some people like to do weird stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Like, is there like a boundary that you have set that you just won't do?
Right. Yes, and that boundary is porn. I do not. Yeah. That's my boundary. Is I don't want to be associated with pornography, for various reasons. I just think it's not to a lot of the demographic. It's not a good look. It's not a good business model to be promoting porn. Now, as far as nudity and stuff goes, I've I do boudoir and I do adult setting stuff, but in an elegant way, and you know, there are plenty of couples out there that always wanted to do a nude scene photos together and, you know, do lingerie and stuff like that. So I'm very, very up to do that stuff. And I just don't want to ever cross that adult entertainment, you know, line. But other than that, it's like I'm down for whatever. I'm pretty crazy when it comes to photography. So for instance, like one day, whenever I do get a studio for certain things and I want to learn special effects and I want to learn makeup and stuff. And so have you heard of what's his name? Bob Ross. You ever heard of Bob Ross's theory of his serial killer theory?
No.
You know who Bob Ross is, the painter, right? So there's a theory. It's a crazy theory. That the fact that he people are like he's a serial killer. So each one of his outdoor paintings is a scene where he killed somebody. So he has like what 30,000 paintings, which would make him the most prolific serial killer on the planet. So and then sold those paintings for a lot of money. So so what I wanted to do is I wanted to take each one of his paintings and recreate it in a natural setting, have someone have a body, right? Have a body and you know, the makeup and the blood and all that. And I want someone that that doesn't necessarily look like Bob Ross, but I want them to put like a wig on that looks like Bob Ross and be painting the original version of his paintings. And of course, whenever he did whenever he sold it, whenever he did a show, he took out the body. But that's like I'm cool with like doing stuff like that. Like I want to do historical reenactments of battle scenes and stuff, but practical. Yeah, I think that'd be really, really cool.
Okay, so now let's bring it over to Preston.
Yes.
You do videography. You know, I guess that would entail like editing and you know when they do stuff like that. So how is that for you?
It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, the learning curve for the editing process was grueling. Jumping in something like that, especially just cold, not because there was really no plan for doing this, not long term. So it was like, I pretty much learned how to edit overnight, and at least start to. And it was like, it was very grueling, and I really did have to force myself to do it because it's just, you know, getting a program fresh and just looking at all the settings and what you have to learn how to do. So many ways to do everything. It's like, it might as well be Chinese. It was that difficult. And it took me a while. I've been editing now for a little over a year, and I've gotten pretty decent at it. But the editing is definitely the most difficult part of my side of things as far as the business goes.
So when you're shooting, when you're doing the video side of it, so you're shooting, so is it like, so what are you shooting? So like, is it like music videos, like a commercial, like what
I started out shooting music videos. Music video he talked about earlier. Our buddy, the guy who actually got us into this business to begin with. Shout out Reggie Smith. Definitely, he's a good one. He's definitely he's the one that makes most of our beats too for all the promo videos that I do. But I started out shooting the first music video, and I was like, if I'm gonna get into this business, I'm gonna learn every side of the videography side of things that I can. And as far as like the editing side, I pretty much do everything with the program I have besides like special effects. So it's like, which is good because we really don't like to use the AI programming or anything like that. We want to try to keep the human aspect of it as much as humanly possible. For sure. We just, with special effects, just I feel cheapens the experience. And it's like, but it was fun. Music videos. We do a lot of artist promos. I'll go to events, and that's how we went to the Unity Fest, met Bobby Smurda and stuff, and it was like, that's actually opened up a lot of doors. And fashion, a lot of modeling shows has opened up a lot of doors for us as well. Shout out Nikki Neptune, shout out Butter Magazine,
Big Demeanor.
Oh, shout out Alicia Man, yes, Queen herself. They've been really good to us, so we love them. They've been really, really good to us.
So So is this like when he does something, you're there and vice versa, or do y'all do these things separately, or how does that work as far as y'all like?
We do things together. We're always on location, even if it's just a music video or if he's just doing a modeling session. I'll actually record him taking the pictures. We're going to different locations, and I'll cut together a little minute promo video and I'll send it off to the client, and it's good, and they love seeing that. And I could do that, with him while he does his photography side of things, and I can, just to show the experience, to show what we did and actually move to different locations around the city. And it really just, and like I said, the clients love it. It shows a whole new level of dedication and just wanting to get your, the biggest bang for your buck, really, because, video side of things is hard to come by as far as like trying to sell yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody wants pictures, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you can do it in a package deal, it definitely sells.
And everybody can use video.
Yes, I definitely agree. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked your brother. If there was anybody in this world that you could shoot either a promo for or shoot a video for them, who would that be for you?
The first one that comes to mind definitely would be I'm a big comic book fan, so I would definitely have to work with Robert Downey. He's amazing, and I would love to work with Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy. So if that was just off rip, but of course Denzel would be awesome. Just to do something like that. Where it's like, if I had to choose one, it would probably be Robert.
And is there, same question for your brother? Is there a boundary for you, something that you would absolutely not want to partake in?
Yeah, pretty much same answer. Just the adult business side of things. I feel that it's not something that requires a lot of skill set. No offense to anybody who does it professionally, but it's like I want to actually try to evolve to the point to where, because ultimately our goal is to get into start making and shooting our own films, TV. So it's like I have to take what I have now, my skill set now, and try to test myself in other ways. It's not hard to film people having sex. So it's like there's no imagination with that. I'm just like I said, no offense to anybody who does it professionally. I'm not hating on you.
The interested parties is already there.
It's just what I'm saying. It's like it's not hard to do that creatively and sell it because it's gonna sell regardless. But besides that, it's like my ultimate goal is getting movies. I want to be the Quentin Tarantino of my generation, as far as movies goes and writing and storytelling, because he's phenomenal. His magic is next level, and he can. And it's just, I love the fact that he prefers quality over quantity. The man only has 10 movies, and he's been in the industry for 20 years. So it's like that next level of dedication is what I'm trying to go to. So movies for sure.
So you guys are funny. I like
I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. If you ask my fiance that question, yes, you probably tell you no.
No. So funny. But so I wanted to ask, so how when there's business and stuff going on, they always say don't do business with your family because
for good reason.
Very good reason.
How does that work out with y'all? Like, do y'all have, of course you have a great working relationship, I can tell, because one does one thing and one does the other, so you can kind of bounce the ideas off of each other.
Yes.
But is there times when either one of you are just fed up with the other one, like, you know what?
It happens. It doesn't happen
on a business level, no, because we're pretty eye to eye with all this. Like I said, we've been talking about doing this for a long time, and just being able to get out there and like work with artists and work with movie stars and stuff. There's no downside to it, So it's like business wise, we don't get fed up with each other on that one because we see where we're coming from. And like for example, I used to for a very short time, I used to get mad at him when we first started working together on these events because he'd get in front of my shot, right? But then I realized afterwards, I'm like, why am I getting mad? Like this man sees what I'm seeing, and I just allow him to get his shot. Then I'm just like, get the fuck out the way. Sorry, no. But no, like, and as far as our personal lives go, like, of course, we are two grown men, and so we have our own separation life, our with our personal lives. But no, not really. No, like we don't. It's more of like thank God this man is here with me instead of this guy's stuck here with me. Like thank God he's catching this, because I wouldn't be able to do that. Because he had some family issues for the first 6 months of our business, so I kind of like picked up the slack and kept our name alive. And it's like, I got jobs and I was active, but it's like losing that the second side of the coin. It's two sides of one coin, and so are we. So it's like I haven't met many media personnel people that have the same vision and the same work ethic and the same goals, and to the point where they've gelled and could because we can shoot a music video 3 separate wardrobe changes, 3 separate locations in an hour. Like a full music video, like an hour and a half. So it's like, yeah. And I wouldn't be able to do that by myself.
So which one of y'all is the overachiever? Like which one is not gonna leave until
That's a good one. Well, you know, I'll probably take that one. I'm, you know, since I am the mean one, since I am the psychopath, I'll probably take that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we give him that
but
one.
it's
That's
like
fine.
but again, he's the reason I'm here. You know, I was sitting at home not doing anything, and I would go to a job I hated, and to the point where I just would go home and watch Netflix, and I didn't really do anything. And so whenever there is like a complaint about me, I don't get many, but like when there is a complaint or whatever, and my brother comes up and he just kind of gives me this look, I'm just like, this is your fault. Like you're the reason I'm here. You're the reason I take this so seriously. So I'll take that.
Yeah, he definitely likes to take way more pictures than what I do as far as video goes. So yeah, we'll give him that.
So Preston,
yes.
So y'all are working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody comes and they do have a complaint, even though, you know, he said he doesn't get any, and I respect it. Yeah. So how do you handle the person with the complaint?
Okay.
Because that is your brother.
Yes.
And then how do you handle your brother?
Oh, well, if I had to handle the person making the complaint,
there's no handling me. Let's just get that out the way.
So that's why I start with the person with the complaint. We'll start with him. So it's just like, depending on what the complaint is, obviously if it can be fixed, we'll do everything in our power to fix it. We'll try to correct it.
Yeah.
That usually goes. So we haven't had very, very hardly any complaints at all as far as production side of things, which is great. We work with a lot of great people.
Yeah, yeah. Client wise, we don't have a whole lot of complaints. It's more of the personal working relationship side of people that I've had run-ins with. So
yeah, as far as like handling him on complaints, I'll try to remind him to be as classy as possible.
He is the voice of reason with me.
I try to be, because it's like I definitely about 2 years ago I was a very miserable person, so I get where he's coming from, but it's like there are stresses of the business, and of course, you know, we're still pretty much I mean,
this is very new to us. We're still figuring it out. We just got our company LLC 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you know, we're just over 15 months old as a company itself. So we're still very, very new at this. And again, I apologize profusely to people, because we have a different way of doing things, but we know we don't want to we don't want to waste anybody's time, and we don't want to be, you know, a nuisance or anything, and we don't know exactly how to like properly, professionally, step by step do certain things, but we're learning.
And that's good, and to know that you know that and you accept that, it makes you want to work with you more, you know, versus you coming out and, well, I do this for a living, and you know, because nobody wants to do that.
Oh no, it's not like that. Yeah, like I said, we're animals, so it's like
we try to make sure we try to stay as classy as possible.
Yeah, of course.
And our last music video shoot, actually, I got
so bad.
I got shut down by the cops, and there were a few models there that was not used to.
So I didn't realize there were levels of models. So for instance, my clientele list is pretty stout, and I can reach out to about 200 models and get them to come out and do stuff. And so I was like, okay, so for instance, one of our close working partners is Jeanette Sutton. Shout out to Jeanette. I am her. She's according to the industry, she's kind of an anomaly, because not only is she incredibly gorgeous and can walk the runway, she can hop in a music video and shake ass. I thought that was kind of the status quo, because we help models get paying gigs by being extras in music videos. So I was a little overzealous, and I got a whole bunch of like models. Now, when I say models, I'm talking about those who don't really go outside, who are always indoors, who are in front of and they walk like they don't dance, they don't shake ass, they're eye candy. That's what they do. They pose. They stand there and they pose and look really nice. So so I felt bad because I didn't bother. I told him what it was, but I didn't bother asking him, "Are you comfortable like dancing in the music video?" And so when they got there, the music starts playing, and so for instance, shout out to Yavi and her mom, so Yavi and her friend, her mom came out, and her mom's her manager. So as soon they get in there and they're already standoffish and they don't really know what to do. Poor girls. And so the music starts playing, girls start dancing, and then the mom's like, "Whoa, no. We're like, we only do photos. We only do photos." And so like 10 minutes after that, I already feel bad because it's hot as hell. They drove from Anderson to Indy to and I got their photos and stuff, but then like 10 minutes after that, the cops show up and shut us down. So I'm flipping out. I'm just like,
it wasn't a good look.
It's not a good look. And it's like I should have been more conscientious of the fact that like I didn't even bother asking them, "Are you comfortable like shaking your booty in a camera?" I just say, "Hey," I literally asked them, like, "Hey, you want to be in a music video?" Yeah, let's do that. It's like,
story, but for those, we're sorry.
Yeah, Patricia, I'm so sorry.
So we go down the road. Let's just say 20 years later.
Okay.
And one of you, either one of you can answer this question, says, "Okay, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I've got all I could get out of it." Does the other one stop?
I know this man was never going to stop.
That's never been a thought in my mind. I want to do this forever. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
As long as we can physically,
physically do it. There's really no stopping. And again, that's his fault. Because the message was very, very clear when he told me. He's just like, "Time's running out, man. Like we're 34, 35 at the time, and it's like we may not have a chance to do this. And it's like let's see if we can do it." And ever since the universe or God or whatever kind of showed me like, okay, you guys can actually not just survive in this industry but thrive. It's like I don't want to do anything else. Like I honestly, it's been a year since I've had a regular job. It's like I can't go back. I was a cook for 20 years. Like I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't even want to cook at home. So it's like, physically, it's like my sleeping schedule and everything is so messed up because I do this now. I go to bed like so many nights of like falling asleep, like leaning up against my bed in my living room, just editing photos, and then waking up and doing it all over again. It's just that my mindset is totally different. Like I couldn't survive the regular world anymore.
Yeah, but I can see if I ever get to the point where I physically can't like get out and shoot and actually like.
There's wheelchairs.
Yeah, if I can't physically man a camera, depending wheelchair or not, if I physically get to the point where I can't man a camera, I will definitely still be on the production side of things. Definitely editing. Anybody can sit and share and edit. So it's like, I can see us doing this is pretty much till we die.
Yeah, there's no reason to want to do anything else. It's the greatest thing.
It's
ever.
Too much. It's too cool. It's probably the coolest job on the planet.
Okay. Well, number one, I wanted to say congratulations on it being LLC.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Another congratulations for working with Bobby Shmurda. I really do think that y'all have a great dynamic. Like I've never seen one like this. Like
That's what we're going for.
Yeah. So just to know that one person came in with some money and an idea, and it born this.
Yes.
It's really cool. So if there were, who are some of the people as far as your profession, if any, that you might look up to, or maybe like model your work from, or anything like that?
So I guess a lot of our examples of people we kind of look up to come from cinema.
Yes.
So like the Steven Spielbergs and the Guy Ritchies and the Quentin Tarantinos and because it's like it's one thing just to go and pick up a camera and start shooting something, but to have a vision and to have the courage to go after that vision, and because everybody's looking for representation, everybody's looking for attention. Everybody's looking for reassurance and stuff. So it's like everybody's looking to get the spotlight, and it's like we kind of started out with this not really wanting the spotlight, but kind of just wanting to be seen, kind of wanting to be heard. It's kind of like the grunge era days. It's like they never thought for once, Nirvana, their first album, they never thought for once it'd be the greatest album in the world. But it's like they just literally wanted to put out their artistic rendering and be like, this is us. And that's it. There was no, I wonder how much we're going to make first week or who we're going to get signed with. And no, it was, they literally spent the rest of their money, the little money they had just to I think it was like 60 records. It wasn't even a lot. And it turned out to be one of the greatest albums ever made because of that, because there was no thought process about fame and all that, which is nice, I guess. But it's like, that was, and that's how we model our visionary artistic visions to just like we want to make music videos cool again, and we want to make epic films like Daredevil and you know, we want to make like The Gentleman from a Guy Ritchie movie that he recently came out with a couple years back, and it's like it would be so cool to get like amass these superstars and to create something unique that might last forever, you know.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I was trying to I'm listening to y'all talking. I'm just trying to figure out like, why is it so? And you said it is, you take it seriously, but not that serious.
Right. It has
why to be. It's working.
It is work, but it's like, you gotta, like, do you enjoy doing this or not? That's really the question about it. Sure. That's why I've never personally thought once about quitting, you know, like, yeah, I always want to do this.
So before we wrap up, I'm just going to ask y'all a fun question. So I've heard Quentin Tarantino mentioned a lot during this interview. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to throw this out there in the universe for y'all. Yes. So if you just so happen to see him anywhere and by chance he comes to you guys and he says, listen, I love your work. I want you to remake one of my movies.
Pulp Fiction, hands down.
Number one, Pulp Fiction. But not remaking it because it needs to be remade, obviously, but remaking because it's our favorite Quentin Tarantino. Honestly, if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Django. I would love to remake Django.
Django would be very compelling to make.
That would be pretty sweet to remake.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, if I had my number one.
Or Kill Bill.
Yeah, there's so many.
There's so many.
If I had to pick one, yeah, it would have to be Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Okay. So, and if you to remake it, because he gave you permission, you have to replace the characters.
Yeah, okay. Recast. Yeah.
Who would you recast in your remake?
Ooh.
So,
you know what? I would actually go like for John Travolta's character. He played. I would have to switch him out because originally Bruce Willis was supposed to play John Travolta's character. So I would actually switch their characters. Like that would switch both of their characters out. Now play Samuel. That's a tall ticket.
How about
that's a tall ticket.
That is a tall ticket.
Ooh, play Samuel.
It's blasphemy talking about this, by the way, but we're gonna do it anyway.
If I had to replace it with it, it would probably have
Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah, whatever his name is, I forgot what it is. Yeah, Denzel Washington's son. He's a phenomenal actor.
Would be a good. It would be a good one
for sure. Either him or John Boyega.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Actually, that was what you say. That's a great pick.
Oh, it would be John Boyega.
Yeah.
And what type of music do you guys like?
Everything except country.
Nothing against country.
Nothing against country.
I'm just saying
I can't connect with country.
A little bit of everything though. Like the grunge era is always our favorite era. It's easily the greatest influential time in American history for music. So it's like we like a little bit of everything. You know, like we like Tool and A Perfect Circle. We like Dave Matthews, John Mayer, Coldplay. System of a Down, and Stone Sour, Smashing Pumpkins, Slipknot, like Tool, like there's so many. There's a lot.
We tried to expand our horizons as far as music goes. Just There's too much good
and
music.
There is, and it's like we don't downplay rap or R&B and anything. It's just there's just so much more out there.
Really
like
is.
Hosier and there's this very 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 talented people.
I just wanted to again. I think you guys are awesome. I really do.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I really appreciate you, and shout out to Ghost because he was the one.
Shout out to Hey, Brian.
Yes,
thank you.
sir. Hey, we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
We will see you soon.
You are the shit. Thank you, buddy.
He was very instrumental in putting this together. And
Thank you for that.
He's done some things for me as well. So he's awesome. He's a great person.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, right, if there was any piece of advice that you wanted to offer anyone who wants to be a photographer, a videographer, a policeman, a teacher, like what, or even own their own business, what would you, either one of you, what advice would you give that person?
Well, stay passionate.
Don't stop. Like, put it out your mind to never stop. Even when you succeed.
Like never
quit. Never stop.
Especially if it's something you're really passionate about.
It's really something you love doing, and it's something you want to do forever. Because again, it's your passions and then the reality of making it your career. There's a lot to go into it. Most people can't do it for a lot of reasons, but it's like if you love to create music or shoot videos or take photos, it's like, there's a lot of people out there doing it, but you can if you're an obsessed lunatic like we are, you can easily outwork people. And so it's like to go back to that question you asked earlier, it's like I've never once thought about stopping. Ever.
So you just made a good point. You said that there's a ton of people out here that are doing, like, there's a million podcasts and there's a million photographers. So what would you say to a person who wants to stand out, who doesn't want to be grouped with the rest of the people who are doing podcasts or photography or whatever the case? Like, what would your advice to them be?
Try to be the 1% of your respected profession. Now, if you want to go, like for instance, the podcast, if you want to go out and get the regular setup, bunch of lights, cameras, sit down at your desk, stream all that, get a whole bunch of high-end production level stuff going. And if that's what you want to do, great. But it's like, if you want to stand out, it's like you have to be that 1%. And that means you have to really sit down and think out how you can be different, how you can give a unique perspective on your craft and because honestly, if it's like you're good at something, but if people can tell that if you're passionate about it and they're attracted to that, because there's so many videos and there's so much stuff out there that's just so skin level deep and they do it for likes and they're clickbaity, and it's like a lot of people are not fulfilled entertainment wise or media wise because everybody's trying to grab that attention. So it's like, be that 1% that is not clickbaity, that is not trying just to get views or likes, or be yourself. Honestly,
don't be afraid to be yourself.
Because
that's where originality comes from. Your personality, who you are, how you approach stuff. So don't be afraid to be yourself.
And be a little mean when it comes to that.
I mean,
so I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying him was cycle. Protect your passion. But it's like, yes, protect it, protect it like you would protect your child, but you don't have to go crazy with it. You know what I mean?
I'm not crazy, I swear.
So if anybody wanted to follow you guys, see your work, or maybe even book you, how would they be able to do that?
So on Facebook, it is Ashley Logan on Facebook and Preston Logan on Facebook. On Instagram, it is Pana AP Productions. That's PANA AP Productions on Instagram. All my contact information, please don't be afraid to DM me and ask me questions, and I'd be more than willing to send people my work. And we're in the middle of swapping websites and stuff, so I unfortunately don't have a website to give you, but check out our work, Instagram, Facebook, DM us. We'll we like to volunteer our services when we can, and I like to give free photo sessions. Speaking of which, we would love to do you.
We love to put
So
you on the
since
list.
you asked the process, I would love to show you so you can show everybody else. I think that'd be cool.
I think it would be awesome. We could have some fun.
Make you a little promo video completely free.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or,
Oh, don't make me cry.
yeah.
Seriously.
As a thank you. I think that'd be really cool. And
you
then
better get back in touch with us.
and then your viewers can see how we do our process, and it's really not that bad. It's actually kind of fun.
Okay, sure. We'll talk after this. You
Okay.
just let me know what you need from me. But I really did enjoy you guys. I appreciate you coming on and even being willing. I hope, because I have some photographer friends, so I hope they, watch this and learn something. So again, thank you so much for being on the What a Man podcast. I am Tana Shaw, and this is Preston, and this is Ashley, and they are the Pana twins. And I will see y'all next week. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Want to know more about the Pana twins? Well, you can check them out in Red Print Magazine, or you can go to their website, www.panaproductioncompany.godaddysite.com. See you next week. Bye.